Greetings, alright, thank you for joining us. Tonight's broadcast, brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Alright, energies are kind of shifting slightly. Something's going on in astral, so we'll do what we can. Dive into, alright, yeah, well, first off, energies of Thoth are around recently. Book of Enoch was also connected to various energies of our origins and ascension. So I'm not sure if he's going to continue to come through, because I'm connecting more to the Middle East recently, and his energies have been coming up. Because as you connect to the Middle East, Thoth usually pops up somewhere. So Thoth is a protector of knowledge, but seeker of truth. He's basically there to lead the way. Many humans here are not really trusting themselves and their intellectual or their spiritual intellectual side, and it's very difficult for many are being programmed by the gods right now. Technically, the gods never really left, and so obviously they're programming majority of humanity for various reasons, because humanity is not, well, we are connecting more to our magic, our size, our higher dimensional self. It's just not an easy process. Many are, you wouldn't connect to this world if you did not want to grow, even if you suck at growing. It's like, either way, you're going to grow somehow. Even suicides grow to a certain degree. Everybody grows in some area, or those that are very lazy grow, maybe slowly, or sometimes fast. It all depends. So, nobody's here on accident, basically. Well, some are kind of forced here, but they kind of gotten, like, some beings are sent here against their will to a certain degree. But they kind of know when they do this event and that event, they can get thrown into this world, at least one of them. So it's not entirely, something around those lines. So, we're going to go into a new connection. Just 1 second. Now this Syrian, kind of going backwards a little bit. The Syrian city, I don't know how to pronounce that. However, it's in Syria. This is what the ISIS, they shot it up quite a bit. Now, this is a city, at least the energies I'm getting from. Now, this is like a metropolis in the past. Of course, they keep showing the same thing over and over. The theater, but just, either way, it used to be like a thriving city, in the past. From what I got, it's kind of like Shangri-La. Shangri-La is like a mythical city of healing, you can say. It's very real from what I feel. It's another dimension, but this current city was kind of like a healing center. And Syria, from what I feel, was reactivating itself. That's why you have Syria going through, the wars it's been going through, because the healing energies are coming in, information's coming to higher dimensional knowledge is slowly coming in. Of course, with the wars and all that happening, it's kind of like the city itself is kind of like the fountain of youth. Now, there's more to it than that, but you say all of the Middle East is technically the fountain of youth to a degree, Babylon, but that's been more controlled. Syria has been kind of out of control. So, just even Iran has energies that are kind of alien. But that's more under control. But Syria was not under control. Baghdad has been beat up so much that, the healing energies won't really. It's been, more devastated the country, the better. Like Baghdad, Iraq is pretty much beat up. But Syria is not exactly perfect either. But it seems like the energies are shifting for more, it's all in the air, you can say. So there's also some other things, but of course I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. I just happened to be looking up certain things, and now the CIA is on Instagram. So that's kind of bizarre, don't you think? There was something else, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, whatever. Blowing the whistle on the CIA. Oh yeah, the CIA. That was the other thing. Former CIA is in Game of Thrones. Yeah, are we surprised? No. I mean, might as well be, right? Seeing how they're controlling all of it. Okay. It's like Ad Central now. So. Alright. Okay. For those who knew all this, I've taught economy private sessions, sort of this week. Not much because of work. So my work schedule is kind of crap. So availability is mostly next week, actually. We're gonna have a channel, it'll be bizarre. We have Google Hangouts, Zoom in channel by phone. And it's recorded if you want it to be recorded. We'll also have 7 days for delivery here. I have a same situation here. Other channelers and healers I do recommend. We have Social Network, and we have Absolute Awesomeness. Thank you for your support. Yeah, this is all strange, but maybe not. Alright, Thoth is here, and let's see here. Only reason the Book of Enoch. So the Book of Enoch, obviously there's many other layers of that have been lost. It's extraterrestrial knowledge. It has been kind of, I won't call it dumbed down, but put into more of a human context to a certain degree for us to understand it, as most of our knowledge obviously is lost through, now this is Thoth if you're wondering, through Atlantean intervention. Your Syria is, yes, slowly reactivating, even with all of the war going. It was never really completely shut down. It was mostly left alone, but now it's reactivating its energy. Basically, it's been, depending on who you're talking to, a peaceful region left alone. Now that vibrations have shifted, where now, you know, it attracts terrorist energies, because it was technically a peaceful vibration. What a perfect place for attack. But also there is a lot of governments that are using ISIS to infiltrate it behind the scenes. So you have your, you know, I mentioned CIA, but you know, you have your front people that are funding it for various reasons, and they can't control everything. But ISIS is taking, you know, it is a radical group, obviously controlled by cabal energies to a degree. But even that, it doesn't. Now, when I get attacks, it's kind of like being attacked by ISIS. Well, it's kind of coward energies. It's the same thing. So what they're doing in astral is what ISIS is doing to a certain degree. Blowing things up, blow up your energies. They can do whatever the hell they want. You'd be surprised. Terrorism is on all shapes or forms. It is in astral too. So we are getting closer to more alien connections if you believe in the right things, meaning that you trust yourself. You trust yourself to not fall into victim energies, because many of these alien beings are very powerful and can control your mind very easily. Look at the mainstream media. It is controlling humans' minds at this time. So as you are connecting more to yourself, are you truly integrated into yourself? Because many of these alien beings can use you against yourself, put you in self-indulgence, depression, and turn yourself into a weapon, weaponized to destroy yourself, self-destruct, as many of you see. Yes, you are, realize alien, yes, connections could have been at any time, meaning in your physical world. Technically it is to a certain degree. It is hidden, but it is everywhere. If you wish to look. Many humans wish not to look at it because they're terrified. Yes, it's easier to look away than to face yourself. It is part of the narrative. They laugh about it. They're having fun being in the program But many of you have had enough of it. Many of you are old souls that are disconnected and going into a new direction. As this earth is basically shifting out of the third dimension, and basically many of you are you're digesting the idea of alien contact is here and not having the fear as once was said before. So the alien energies are going to continue to get stronger among many of you. And it doesn't mean you have to go to the Middle East. We don't really recommend that because the weather conditions aren't very healthy. But vibrationally, you're getting to know more of yourself. You're wrapping around this universe. You're telling also the universe you are ready. As you are opening up your mind, going against the narrative, the mainstream media, which is actually alien manipulation for various reasons. And even, yes, your biggest movie that's coming out is alien related, which also is connected to the Egyptian gods technically. Yes, they can snap their finger and you all can die. It's done in more of a fictional sense, but yes, it can be done and has been done throughout history to start a plague, basically for various reasons. Or an alien being can mentally kill you, yes. It doesn't do too well in their karma, but they can do that. So you are kind of, an alien movie is going to be your biggest movie, and it's showing that you are on a cusp of a new age. Yes, the book of Enoch, yes, the emerald tablet stones, however you want to word it, is history erased. Tablets can be erased, but also resurrected through channeling. It is basically, alchemy is part of the foundations of humanity. Your DNA is being resurrected through it, as alchemy is like the mixtures of all things. Yes, it's used for gold, it's used for various things, but it's like they're not telling you the full story of it. There's much more going on where you can, it's like allegory. It's basically, alchemy is another thing of like, this is how you make a human. It's not obviously said like that, but technically, here are the elements, here's the recipe to create a human. So it's been called alchemy for different reasons. You can create gold all you want or whatever it might be, but creating the perfect human has a recipe. And you are living it. You are upgrading yourselves slowly. You are just adding alien ideas. Even if you don't see us, feel us technically, you realize you're here. And some, channelers are here to hold you. In the old world, you are going to the new world of basically releasing the idea that you are alone and allowing alien beings to appear on your planet physically. And that is, so many of you are calling out to, you can say technically, our energies. The fear on your planet is immense, but many of you say we'll take on the task of not being afraid. So bringing those vibrations close into your world is becoming more likely. But not in the way you might think. It's just realizing that you have friends here assisting you. And realize, yes, your culture is kind of running out of steam slightly. The energies of the 80s and the 90s are gone. And yes, even your music is showing that there's not bad music out there. There is a good music out there, but it's like the freshness isn't as it used to be. On all fronts, on all areas. It's like the record player is playing, but you don't hear anything. You kind of hear the rustling of the record, and nothing's going on. But it's still moving, though. It's off-kiltered, you can say. You are shifting to a new record, you can say. Yes, there's many energies within your Yes, Aztec energies. As yes, that is not just in one place, it's in many areas. Anunnaki can also be called Aztec beings. As yes, much has been erased, but Anunnaki plays, yes, a major role. One of the roles. Martian roles play a big role here also. Basically, basically to add character to a society that is lost. They add, yes, they might have added war, but they also add style, clothing styles. It's like if you're going to go through this amnesia, you might as well look good. So Mars is part of much of your culture as for its look, its design. And Venus is also involved with it too. And yes, various places, but Mars is going to take the most initiative for it. So basically, yes, you're going to go through hardships, but at least you'll look good to a degree. As all your cultures have a certain look to it. And so it shows you are warning through the energies of Martian, of Venus, and so on. You're warning through their energies also. You're also going through a lot of their conflicts. As they're not just you're helping, you're assisting them. You are growing with them. You're growing together. All societies. It's like Mars, Venus, Uranus, Pluto has not gone down this route before. None of these were not like this. So you kind of took them all with you. Saturn also. As you went down, you took everybody else down with you. So, of course, you're going to have the positives and negatives of those societies wrapped around you. So, your bird people, your carrions, are very careful of what kind of information I bring to you, but they're actually here at this time. So, blessings to you all. Greetings, really carrions. Realize we enjoy sitting on a throne watching over your planet. Yes, we don't enjoy the attention we are getting recently, or any attention for that matter. Seen as myth is fine, but us being seen as your overtakers, your rulers, doesn't mean it's not quite true, but the attention is not something we care for. It is up to your planet to what you wish to know. You want to know about your Iraq? Yes, there's many vortex energies that were shut down. Your Psalm is saying, yes, a maniac, but adored by many. Mainly us. George Bush is more like a coward, as you can see. A coward behind a great military far, far away. Trust me, those two would never... Well, George would never last very long if the two of them were in a jail cell together. So, Saddam is kind of like a brother to Bush. Kind of like a rejected brother. If you get where I'm going with all this. So basically, those who are in power are usually related in some shape or form. Not all, but many are. Even your genealogy kind of picks that up. Like your Barack Obama is connected to your Cheney. Obama used to be a son, a daughter of Cheney, also even a slave of Cheney in the past incarnations. On other worlds, Cheney is a reptilian, but he's also a vicious feline. Notice how he stays in the dark, stays hidden like a feline, like a cat. So he's like a mixture of feline and reptilian, but is very much like a cat being. So yes, our message to your planet. Believe what you want, we don't really care. Yes, you're connecting more to your soul power, your soul gem, your chakras, your higher self. You're letting go of the story of human that we've been told to you through history of how to be human. And realize many magicians, wizards are seen as outsiders. Because many of you have been in those positions in the past. So it's like, great, not this again. It's like it's lonely at the top. So many of you, yes, are wizards, magicians, sorcerers, whatever title you want to give yourself. You're connected to your inner magic. And others are fascinated by it, but have no chance of connecting to it anytime soon. But many of you are connecting to your abilities. Some of you have powerful astral connections that are just insane. And this reality is just kind of like dull as hell. You see its dullness even more because you're connected to astral and see the possibilities. So you as human here you are changing roles. Now we, the overseers, or the gods, are watching closely. And yes, many of you have not taken the orders of basically shut up and get out of our face, go back to being human. Many of you are once again rebels and go against our undertaking. Basically, we tell you to kiss off, and you just tell us that you shove it right back in our face, basically. You show us who's boss. And we can be as terrifying as we want to be. It doesn't seem to work with some of you, as you can see. So, some reptilians do get those reptilians are almost like guard dogs to a certain degree. However you want to look at it. Because they believe in keeping... Because you as humans are, yes, known as dangerous beings. Now, yes, there is this word about you humans being more advanced than a lot of us species. And there is a possibility of being truth of that, but we're not going to go into detail of that energy. That is up to you to connect with. But we have seen beings that have become very powerful and have ruined world after world. Yes, we might not exactly have the best track record, but beings like you have known to destroy universes. So now you maybe have an idea why we do what we do. Suppress a overpowered planet, basically. Yes, this world is giving you magic and energy. And yes, there is it's like one image we can say is like we took a god, you humans, and put you down to a status of a janitor. But a janitor with a great amount of potential. So it kind of stripped you away of everything. Didn't put you into like a Neanderthal type of form. That would have been too much. Like lost potential. And it would have been, yeah, we could have did that actually, but well, technically humans are connected to your Neanderthal sides, as you can see. More animalistic side. Some have like a sex drive more than anything, care and think properly, because they're connected more to their animalistic side. So that's all they think about, because that's on his side. It brings happiness to them. It's like screw logic. We'll just be populate the planet, technically. So, but you always need those type of forms to a certain degree. Many of those are in your gangs. Your gangs. ISIS is like an animalistic society, as you can see. Just the hunter. Doesn't matter if you feel it's coward. Doesn't matter. The hunter has hunted its prey. So, like from ISIS's point of view, you are a deer willing to be shot. However you want to look at that. A vulnerable species. So, in their eyes, it was not cowardly, but we see your point. Humans do a lot of things that are cowardly, that have guns. You see that, shooting elephants, shooting defenseless animals. So ISIS is pretty much doing no different. Not you have to agree with that, but look at it from that point of view. Human population has a lot of, healing to be done. And yes, as a carrion race. We don't just sit around all day, but we do monitor your planet on, yes, a second by second basis. And achieving your talents is fascinating because basically what you're given is free will to open yourself up. Maybe not quickly, but there are beings that are trying to slow you down, as you can see. So your trouble with your planet is that most of your human consciousness wants to stay shut down. So some of you are actually getting like energy attacks. Some of this, not all of some of it's coming from your human collective. I believe some of you have an understanding of that. It's like you're trying to open up the world a little bit too quickly, so you get attacked. But some of you are continuing persistent to remove this reality. Well, the idea of how to do that is removing the old thoughts. That you are powerless and allow your power to come through. Recognize your talents, who you are. Not easy because most of humanity is told you're powerless. So being the rebel that many of you are will not listen to that powerless statement and just tell us to shove it. As you've done over the ages. So you're reconnecting to your higher dimensional self, removing the blockages slowly. Trust me, many of us have had many walls in front of you. Society has done that well. Come back into our reality. Don't worry about all that opening yourself up. Who do you think you are? Weirdo, freak, whatever it might be. Outcast. Yes, you love your mother, love your parents. What a loser. But realize all those insults, take it in and throw it out. Yes, you are connecting to, you're going to be unconventional. And most of society isn't going to see it that way. Yes, they have labels for all of you. We are all here to change things. So yes, when you get mocked by others, realize you're doing the right thing. Even some channelers will even mock some of you because you should be doing it our way. And maybe you're rebellious, I'm doing it my way, screw you. But the majority likes it this way, screw you, I'm doing it any way I feel like it. And that's the way it should be. That's how you free yourself from this reality. There is no rule for anybody. You make your own rules, what works for you. The rest of the world, screw you. Yes, of our realities, yes, we're not exactly the nicest beings, but we also do respect those that are wishing to change. And if you are changing, maybe a little bit too fast for some of us to catch up to some of you. Because we do see our future slightly, we see possibilities. And not to say you're a threat to us, but are you a threat to others? Not to say those of you that are opening up are a threat to anyone, but look at your rest of your population as lost as it can be. Those are the ones that power up and then don't know what the hell they're doing with themselves. That's why many of you are being activated at this time. To calm down the rest of the population when it loses its mind. So enjoy because they're unknown of what's going on for now. But as they believe more in themselves and remove the slave mentality or the mentality we added to their frequency, yes, that's when your new world is coming in. So individually it is, you're all basically turning yourself on, activating yourselves at this time. That's all we have. This is the Carrions. Have a good day. That's all we have for you. That was the High Council of Carrions. They were on another planet. They do look down on our world. Kind of like the Queen looks down on society. So, Again, they download their children. They don't treat them very well, but like, look at the royal family. The Karens do something similar to that to a degree, but they treat their family like shit. Because you want to be, you gotta like the woman ought to beating the crap out of each other, similar to that. Kind of like boot camp. That's what they're showing. So they put them through like a 12, I don't know, 12 year, but kind of like a 12-year hell. Kind of like going to school. It's probably more. It's probably more, but to humanize, it's like look at it, 12 years of hell, basically. Um, yeah, it's a lot harder than we have ever been. So, I think it's hard here. It's a lot harder for them, but the rewards are very. It's to help them grow up faster and not to turn to us. So, yeah, they beat them up physically and mentally. Not like sexual abuse or anything like that, but just like mental, verbal abuse to just try to power you up. Now that's the eagle race that does that. Doesn't mean like you have a bunch of parakeets beating the crap out of each other. I don't think that's the case. There might be some, but most of them are pretty cockatoos. Are all having a good time. They're all laughing their asses off. But the carrion, of course, there are probably some that parrots are a pain in the ass. Because you see on pirate ships, you see parrots. So there's some there's some shit there. But at least what they're showing me is, now this, I don't think this goes for all carrion beings, but the warrior class, at least the warrior class, at least in the royalty family, they treat their family like shit for a while, until they, it's just like your 12 years of hell. I think it's another better term for it. It's probably longer, whatever. But 12 years of hell, and after that, when they get through it, it's not like they put them to like push them to suicide or anything like that. They rough them up for quite a long time, and when they come out of it, they're ready for their responsibilities. Kind of like you're going to military school. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's not all. It's just, well, they're raised to know what they're getting into, because they have to have knowledge of all species. At least majority of them, they didn't know who the enemy is technically. So there's some brainwashing going on there. Some do rebel. Some do. Some Karens do rebel. So this is all bullshit, and attack their families and attack their friends. Like, you guys are just dictators, pretty much. Kamikazes type of stuff. They just bash a ship right into their own ships. So yeah, there's a lot of rebellion from the children sometimes, or family, uncles, or whoever. There is a rebellion towards that type of strictness, and they don't always catch it. Sometimes they can sense it, but not always. It comes from an unknown source. Yeah, because they have a lot of rebellion in their family that just go against them. It's like, this is all just, this is bullshit. Kill me then. It's like we're not gonna be part of this. So, like the royals we have here are pretty much sellouts. They're pretty much sellouts altogether. Yeah. If they're, I mean, Harry kind of rebelled a little bit, but not. He was kind of more lost than. If he was a real rebel, he would just broke away from the family altogether. Yeah, they're not. It's too much of an easy ticket. They have no function in this world. They can't live a normal life. They might as well just suck it in, live that artificial existence. And it goes for William also. Might as well be an artificial human and just take the pain, even if they freaking hate it. It's like they might make a change. I don't think Harry cares about changing the world or making the world better. You go to Africa, because he hates his brother, probably. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I saw some of that in the news about. Oh yeah, there's a message about the recent ISIS attack. I think it was an Indian island, something like that. Yes, well, it technically came through the channel. Basically, they saw a weak spot and they went for it. So, call it cowardly all you want. Some of the ISIS members. Now, what I'm getting, I don't know. There's like some kind of love triangle or something there. I mean, like one of the ISIS members fell for some chick, some girl there, somewhere, got rejected, and brought back his ISIS buddies. Something like, I don't think she's alive anymore. Something like that. Because I feel like there's a love triangle there somewhere. Now this is like maybe a couple years in the making or something. Like he joined ISIS, I got rejected, joined ISIS, and then kind of came back and attacked. Something like that is what I'm seeing with that. That's what I'm getting. So you wonder why some, yeah. You'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm feeling love triangle energies there. Rejection. And then, no. I'm not sure if that ISIS member is still around or what. I think he is. Yeah. So, that's nice. Something we'll never find out about, most likely. You never know. I doubt it. So, yeah, some kind of love affection. Now, yeah, basically this person, male, was involved with this female, and things were going okay. Then she kind of like, he was thinking like radical thinking, like an ISIS member would be, and she just didn't want anything to do with it. And then years go by, and now that thing happened. That's what I'm getting from it, at least. Take it with a grain of salt. Can't prove anything, but that's what I got from that. So, all right. All right, much love, everyone. Have a great night. Anything else? Yeah, we'll leave it at that.